name is Nicole, and 6 years ago, I was raped by someone that I know. You never really think that something like that would happen to you. You know, you have a sense of trust, and that kind of is gone. And the shame that, you know, what did you do to deserve this?
It was early morning when I had received a phone call from Nicole's friend. And all she said to me was, "I'm bringing Nicole to you." And my heart hit the floor. And I can even now feel that emotion because I knew in that instant, Nicole had a story like mine. When Nicole came to me, and of course my role with Victim Services, I believed in fighting the good fight. I wanted women to report and make people accountable. I wanted to see justice. That was my job, and I felt confident. But as Nicole's story started to unfold and different people got involved, and I think right from policing to nursing to the court process itself, at every turn, my heart dropped for the way that Nicole had been treated.
The courtroom is where the shame comes from. You have a room full of people who are questioning who you are as a person and trying to tear that apart. You have to stand the whole time that you're there. Through the appeal, I was standing for 5 hours being questioned, and you just feel like you're up on display. It does feel like I'm the one that did something wrong, and they're trying to tear apart what I have to say, and you don't have the ability to respond to it. You get asked a question, you're only allowed to answer that. You can't elaborate on anything. You can't defend yourself. You're just standing there helpless.
I feel the justice system fails the victim in the courtroom.
It's a never-ending assault because you constantly, for the entire time, every trial that there is, so the preliminary, the actual trial, and then the appeal, you're made to relive in vivid detail every single aspect of that night. It makes you feel like you don't really matter. Getting called a witness all the time instead of a victim, and not being informed of trial dates, and having to constantly call and find out all that information yourself. Quite a few court dates where they either gave me the wrong date or they didn't even tell me about them at all. When the final verdict came through for the appeal, they told me the wrong day. They told me it was Friday, and the Crown prosecutor called me Thursday night and left a voicemail. I thought she was calling to remind me about the next day, and she called and left me a voicemail about everything that had happened, all of the events in a voicemail, and the fact that he had been released. They didn't have any sensitivity towards the fact that this is something that happened to me. They never treated me like this is something that happened to me. They treated me like this is something that's happening to him, and I need to make sure that, you know, this is what I want to do because of how it could affect him, but nobody ever seemed to care about how it affected me.
When I would compare my story to hers, I felt we had gone backwards. I believed that we should be more sophisticated in our way of managing victims, but we're not.
I guess you question whether or not it was worth it to do it in the first place. The process and everything behind it, it never gives you a chance to heal. It never gives you a chance to get past it. And the way that the system worked, I would never tell someone to go through with it.